This is Michael Scott Hollash with the Reform Report. And as many of you may have seen by now, the Stimulus 2 bill is in the process of passing, which means a second round of checks coming to our banking accounts. But what exactly is in the Stimulus 2 bill? Democratic and Republican leaders have come together to pass a $900 billion Stimulus 2, which is said to be sending aid to struggling Americans hit hard economically by our own governments imposing COVID regulations and shutdowns. Americans who made under $75,000 in 2019 will receive $600 stimulus checks, which is half of the $1,200 we received through Stimulus 1. What exactly made Democrat and Republican leaders come together to offer U.S. citizens this pittance? The deciding factor for congressional leaders being able to send fistfuls of cash to their global banking benefactors, hedge fund operators, and defense contracting partners, while writing in benefits for themselves. Assisting U.S. taxpayers is secondary and near non-existent to the Beltway bureaucrats. So, what exactly is written in to the COVID-19 Stimulus 2 bill? Under Section 8072 of the amounts appropriated in this act, $3.3 billion will be transferred to Israel to help bolster Israeli missile defense systems and to provide stimulus funds for Israeli citizens. Under Section 1462, Title 3 of the amounts appropriated in this act, no less than approximately $135 million will be made available to assist Burma. Of the amounts appropriated in this act, $10 million will be transferred to Pakistani gender programs. Of the amounts appropriated in this act, $85.5 million will be transferred to Cambodia. Of the amounts appropriated in this act, $1.4 billion will go to an Asia Reassurance Initiative Act. Of the amounts appropriated in this act, $130 million will be transferred to Nepal. Also, millions of dollars will be transferred to the Sudan. And it goes on. And there is no doubt that Chinese partners on both sides of the aisle in Congress drafted the Stimulus 2 bill to benefit China as well. In fact, being that other nations clearly stand to directly benefit monetarily from the U.S. COVID-19 Stimulus 2, we can most definitely be assured that China will be seeing a large payout in some form as well, and perhaps in U.S. technological blueprints. Mixed status U.S. households with eligible citizens living with illegal aliens will also receive stimulus money. They can retroactively claim benefits after being left out of the first round. So adults excluded last time could get up to $1,800 now, rewarded for harboring illegal aliens. And to squeeze lemon in this $600 insult to U.S. citizens, GOP congressional leaders gave themselves a 3 martini lunch deduction in the aid package. A deduction their congressional Democrat partners approved of. Being that increased food stamps were not approved, yet a GOP 3 martini lunch deduction was approved, that alone should be very telling to Democrat constituents. When U.S. taxpayers see enormous amounts of our stimulus money being allocated to foreign bank accounts, but only $600 going into our bank accounts after struggling through nearly a year of shutdowns, we have every right to feel utterly insulted and betrayed by our government. Now, I saw today that Donald Trump was not going to sign this bill and was sending it back to Congress, demanding that a chunk of this foreign aid be cut out and that each U.S. citizen be given a $2,000 check, which, quite frankly, is still not enough for small business owners who have obviously lost their business due to forced government regulations through these COVID shutdowns, specifically in liberal-held towns and cities. But it is definitely far more of a help than a $600 pittance when we see billions of dollars being handed over to foreign countries of our U.S. stimulus money. Now, we know that Congress will spin this, that this is a socialist idea that Trump is presenting, and somehow try to paint him as the antagonist, as they always do. But that was definitely a very progressive and very nationalist move by President Trump. The COVID-19 Stimulus 2 bill is pimped out as nothing more than scraps for the peasants from government oligarchs who more or less loathe the American people. Plain and simple. And that is the Stimulus 2 bill in a brief nutshell. So with that, I wish you guys a Merry Christmas and have a safe holiday.